Okay, so many of you have been seeing this graphic going around. This is the 2024 exit polls from the election, and it is shared on NBC. This has caused a lot of emotions for a lot of people, rightly so. These numbers are, it's causing communities to implode within themselves. It's causing communities to go against one another because everyone is feeling betrayed and everyone is feeling like, who do I trust now? But there are some things that I want to point out that may shine a light on some things. Not to say that this doesn't reflect something, but this is not telling us the whole story, and let me tell you why. And before anyone jumps on here, I am a baby political science student. It is my minor along with American Indian Studies. We literally just studied polling, and I've been bugging the crap out of my professor since I've been in the class on understanding polls. So first, when it comes to a poll being reliable, we need to know the sample size. And that first slide that I showed you, if you scroll all the way up and down it, there is no information on what the sample size is. And when we are doing a poll for in a large area like the entire United States, we want a large poll because the smaller the poll is, the more skewed that it can be. And there's a lot of bias and margin of error the smaller that our poll sample pool is. I actually had to find a separate article from NBC to figure out what the poll size was and where they were polling. And 10 states. They were polling in 10 states. All right, so how many people were interviewed in these 10 states? 1,500 to 2,500 for a total of about 20,000. 20,000 people in 10 states. That's our exit poll numbers. That is what they're basing all of our demographics on. And what sucks about this is just going off like the Native American numbers, the Dene, they were having polling issues. So there's no way that they could have been polled for their exit because they weren't able to vote in the time frame that they needed to vote in. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so now let's see, who is it that even conducted these polls? Oh, it's the media. Not like a third party, nonpartisan type of entity. No. Now, I'm just providing you with the facts. You can come up with your own conclusions. But I think it's incredibly interesting that, one, in order to understand the sample pool, you had to find a separate article to dive into. They knew what they were doing when they shared those graphics. They did it in 2020 as well. There is no information on sample pool at the end of those polls. And most Americans don't have the literacy or understanding of these type of polls to actually dig deeper. They're going to take the graphics at face value and believe that they are reflective of the entire nation based on 20,000 people in 10 states with 600 polling stations. This is also not a poll done by a third-party entity. It is the media. It is the literal media. The people who have been working to divide and conquer, since like the fairness doctrine was eliminated. So I would love to know your thoughts. Open for discourse in the comment section, but I think we need to have a deeper discussion. Yes, we do need to have discussions in our communities about people who did vote against the best interest of our communities and marginalized people as a whole. But also, We also need to understand the intentionality of the media, and what they are doing is what they have always done. They are banking on Americans not having the education and the literacy to understand what is happening and go off of the sensationalized headlines. There's a lot more nuance here, and we have to have these conversations or we're going to fall apart.